Okay, here we go again. So at this point, these channels right here, you can see down at this point right there, are where all of the attachments for the trailer hitch go. What I did was I took this container right here, which is full of phosphoric acid, and that brush right there, just prior to this, cleaned out all the extra rust pieces. If you look very carefully down in there, even though it's difficult from this vantage point to see, that entire area has now been wetted up with phosphoric acid, as has this one right here as well. So, that being said, those areas now will start to chemical react, and any of the existing oxidized metal will be swallowed by the phosphoric acid and turned into a solid, which will be prepared to paint. So that's sort of the next phase in this whole thing. If you keep going up underneath here, you remember from the time before there was a channel up here that was open, and I've obviously removed all that. I will Ospho all this also. I am going to take a 2.5 inch piece of pipe that's similar to this one right here. Okay, all it is galvanized pipe, and I will take it. This one is only 2 1/4, so it's not quite exactly the right size. But if you can see, it fits in there approximately like this. If I get my hand out of the way. And what happens is I will take this pipe right here, or one similar to it, cut it in half, right like this, fit those two halves up in the side, put a flat piece of steel in between them, and then I'll have my oval piece that will go in here. Okay? So now I've got the oval piece. I'll fit each side of it with a rectangular piece of steel, which will come out to somewhere in and or around here. So one will come out to about here, the other one will come out to about here where the bend starts. Those pieces will have a hole cut in them, okay? And we will weld them on, just like that, and we'll do the same thing on the both sides. Hence, a brand new channel, much stronger than it was before, and ready to pass those gas lines through, and and attach the entire rear towing mechanism to, which is what all these holes right here, which are an inch away from where they decided to just, hey, let's make a hole, put some gas lines through there, it'll be great for everybody, really. So that's how this all got weakened and how this whole thing started. So the Osphoing, get that taken care of, start welding some new metal in there, and then before we know it, we'll be off to the races, and we'll have this thing put back together. Now, if you take a close look at this transfer case, you will see that there's some spots on it that are starting to turn white, like right here, like right there, and in areas that are next to them, they're black. That's the phosphoric acid starting to have its way with the metal. Once that process of it turning white stops and the entire thing turns black, it's time to paint. Okay, so that's my phase 1 of my super secret way for your truck not to rust out anymore. We will stop this in its tracks, and it will be just as solid. Right back here, it'll be more solid than it was when it came out. So, good piece of work. So, anyhow, that's it for today.